actually having to say those words out loud, I'm vulnerable, it's quite a challenging position to be in. Just being able to ride with other people, I think, is going to be the huge change in sort of the outlook on riding. I started riding bikes probably about 5 years ago now, so not been doing it my whole life, but as soon as I started riding, absolutely loved it. So straight into mountain biking. My first experience was on my mum's shopping bike off mountain biking at Swinley, and then straight away loved it, and then bought loads of bikes from there. After I started riding bikes, I actually got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, so that was quite a big challenge to begin with, and I was worried that that would be it. So essentially my immune system attacks my joints and makes them swell up and stop working the way they should. So some of the medications that they put you on are similar to those that they use for chemotherapy. So there's definitely a balancing act into how ill they make you. So it's a challenge at times, but you learn to live with it. Before COVID, I'd spent a long time working on my health and being able to ditch as many medications as possible to really sort of get to a point where my health wasn't something that defined me. I wanted to sort of live a life that I wasn't identified by an illness, and living life to the full. And when I told people that I had it, people would actually be really surprised because you can't see it from the outside. Immune diseases are always known as an invisible illness, that's the whole point, so people are always quite surprised. And then to go from that point to now you're vulnerable, you have to tell everyone, oh, I'm staying at home because I'm vulnerable, there's so many things you can't do. It was really hard to sort of get my head around in terms of you're vulnerable. Just hearing those words out loud, it's like you question everything you do, even going mountain biking, and it's like, well, I better not do that because I'm vulnerable. So having to sort of retrain your brain is a really hard thing to do. In a way, probably having rheumatoid arthritis makes me live my life to the full more because I'm proving a point and I'm stubborn about it. So but if someone tells me that I can't do something because of it, I'll go out and prove them wrong. So once my consultant told me to only cycle along flat ground, so the next week I went and rode up Snowdon just to prove that I could. Chris is my partner. We've been together about 5 years now. I'm quite lucky that we both ride bikes, so it means that we get the most out of it and get to ride as much as possible. He also works on the same team here at Sigma, so we have to get on quite well because we spend a lot of time together. So yeah, we walk the dog, ride bikes, live together, work together, yeah. Nala's German Shepherd, she's 2.5 years old, and yeah, life definitely made lockdown easier having a dog at home. Always having her to keep you company. Start of lockdown, seeing the bike was hard because they told you you're only allowed to exercise once a day, so it was like Nala or ride a bike, so I chose riding a bike with the dog. So riding mountain bikes, it's normally quite an adrenaline rush. A lot of what you do is throwing yourself down hills with perhaps the chance that you're going to crash, so there's always that in the back of your mind. Suddenly actually being told you're vulnerable and you've got to be safe and avoid hospitals, you can't go out and mountain bike the same way you would before, so it's just, oh, can I only ride along fire roads, and actually riding along really carefully all of a sudden, so having a big travel enduro bike actually became quite sluggish on just going for cross-country rides, so to solve that problem, I bought a new hardtail mountain bike. So I chose a Santa Cruz Chameleon mainly because it was a do-it-all hardtail. I can put on some cross-country tyres and go for a gravel ride almost, or in the winter, or if I just want to ride trails, I can stick some different tyres on it, shorten the stem. I explored the local area and found trails and found how many places we could actually ride off-road just from our doorstep. We were in a really lucky position where it doesn't matter which direction we go from the house, you can find trails and off-road riding. Looking onto this summer, what I'm mostly looking forward to is being able to ride with friends again and just being able to meet up with other people on the trails. we've got a sort of camper van, so we've got a home away from home. It's our second home, so all of lockdown it's just been sat on the driveway, not being able to use it. So coming out of lockdown to actually be able to get out in it and take it away and just hop in the van and go anywhere is something I'll never take for granted again. I've been riding with Chris a lot through lockdown and COVID, but within the best will in the world, I'm never going to be able to keep up with him. So actually going and riding with friends that are on my pace and just being able to chat when you ride up a hill and then enjoy riding down together, I'm really looking forward to. There's been a shift in mindset. I think before COVID it was always about being perhaps a little competitive when going out riding and showing you can be the fastest or pushing yourself to do things you haven't done before. It's all about being in the moment with the people that matter most.